Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Channel News Asia. Today we're talking about the Volkswagen Group and its recent announcement concerning Strategy 2018. Since this is a major topic for Volkswagen at the moment, we prepared a short edition about Volkswagen and how, over the course of the years, it has developed to a multinational automotive company which aims to become world leader in 2018. Today we're focusing especially on the Asian market, since this is the most promising market for the future for the Volkswagen Group.
In 1937, Ferdinand Porsche established the Volkswagen Group in Wolfsburg, a small town in Germany, by designing the first people's car, which is also nowadays known as the Volkswagen Beetle. In 1998, the Volkswagen Group acquired Bentley, Bugatti, and Lamborghini, and therefore expanded its offerings for luxury cars. In May 2009, Volkswagen and Porsche announced a merger. Today, the Volkswagen Group is the leading manufacturing automotive company in Europe and second worldwide.
So now that we've learned more about the history of the Volkswagen Group, we're now actually going live to the Volkswagen showroom right here in Singapore, where Josephine is going to interview a manager of the group.
Thank you, PC. So now we are here at Volkswagen Centre Singapore, and we have Mr. Schwartz here who's going to share with us more about Volkswagen Strategy 2018.
Mr. Schwartz, can you tell us more about the Volkswagen Strategy 2018?
Yes, of course. So the project, or also called Strategy 2018, basically aims at positioning the Volkswagen Group as a global economic and environmental leader among all automobile manufacturers. So to achieve this, the Volkswagen mainly focuses on four goals. So first of all, we intend to deploy intelligent innovations and technologies, so to become a world leader in customer satisfaction and quality. Furthermore, we intend to increase our unit sales to more than 10 million vehicles a year, which I'm actually proud to announce that we've already attained this last year. But more specifically, we try to capture an above average share of growth in the major growth markets. And furthermore, we are aiming to gain a sustainable return on sales before tax of at least 8%. And with that return, we want to ensure that the group has a solid financial position and is also able to act as guaranteed, even if in difficult market periods. And last but not least, we actually aim to become the top employer across all brands, in all companies, and also in all regions. And we view this as a necessity in order to build a first-class team.
Okay, so how important is Asia in attaining this strategy?
So Asia is actually really important because our goal is to take Toyota's position as the world's automobile market leader. This is one of our major achievements of the 2018 strategy. And we definitely see high potential in Asia, especially in China, because we plan to increase the production in China by 60% to 4 million units by 2018.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz.
Okay, thank you very much, Josephine, for that interesting interview. Now, in order to get a holistic picture of Volkswagen's effort in Asia, we'll first have a look at the European market, where Volkswagen was first established. So we have contacted the well-known analyst Elisa Sanger from Germany.
Hello.
And she will tell us more about Volkswagen's performance in the European market.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so now coming actually to the European market, where Volkswagen is the industry leader of holding 25.5% of passenger car market share, the concept of serving the customer needs is perfectly portrayed. So understanding that the new generation of buyers in Europe is more environmentally conscious and technology demanding, Volkswagen pushed out eco-friendly yet technology demanding advanced passenger car models such as the Jetta hybrid into the market. And it even packaged the deal to the likes of the consumers with the marketing slogans like "being eco-conscious has never been so much fun."
Okay, so in addition to further actually create value in what it offers, Volkswagen looks to differentiate itself from its competitors by building on its core competencies. So this means mainly expanding the product portfolio and improving the functionality, quality, safety, and also environmental compatibility of the Volkswagen products. And actually, just recently, Volkswagen tops the European Commission's R&D investment scoreboard with an investment of, I believe, 9.5 million euros in 2012. And also, Volkswagen pioneered the new modular toolkit assembly system. This will actually allow the company to build all of its vehicles, from the smallest Skoda to the most luxurious Bentley, using just 4 basic toolkits. So yeah, Volkswagen's strengths in these various developments keep it always a step ahead of its competitors, such as General Motors in the European market, for example.
So, what strategies does Volkswagen actually employ in the European market to capture and protect the value it created in this specific market?
Volkswagen employs a series of business and corporate strategies in Europe in order to capture and protect the value it created in the market. So, apart from its branding and image strategy, Volkswagen also adopts capacity expansions and improvements, as well as product portfolio expansions, investments in technology developments, and pricing as its core business strategies. Okay, so Volkswagen's corporate strategies include brand independence and synergy, as well as strategic acquisitions. The 12 brands under Volkswagen Group, such as Audi, Bentley, Porsche, and Skoda, operate as independent entity in the industry with their own board of directors, their own profit, loss statements, and their own annual reports. So they have their own separate design, engineering, and manufacturing facilities. However, that is not to say that the brands lack synergy. These standalone companies do share common sales platforms and purchasing department, and also ideas and technological developments to benefit all the brands at the same time. The strategic acquisitions also aided Volkswagen's break at becoming a world-leading automaker.
So, thank you very much, Elisa, for informing us about the European strategy of Volkswagen.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. And now we're actually going to talk about the Asian strategy of Volkswagen. And therefore, we have invited our analyst and specialist from Shanghai, Casey. And she'll explain a bit more about the Asian strategy.
Let's take a look at the Asian market. So as of right now, Volkswagen has penetrated automobile markets in China, India, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, and here in Singapore as well, just to name a few. So the emergence of the middle class opens up a variety of opportunities in the auto sector, especially in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines. So Volkswagen has seen particular success in China specifically. So in 1978, discussions began, and by 1985, Volkswagen entered the market through a joint venture, and it was called the Shanghai Volkswagen Automotive Company Limited, or SVW. So their strategy was to create strategic and competitive position in the Asian market and to produce low-cost manufacturing sites for automobiles in Asia. And since it embarked on its economic reform and liberalization policy, China has become one of the world's most important automotive markets and is now the Volkswagen Group's largest sales market. With a share of 20.8% of the passenger car market and sales of 3.27 million vehicles in 2013, the Volkswagen Group is the market leader in China. So there are a number of factors that have contributed to its enormous success. Firstly, VW's Shanghai plant produced cars that function as taxis, vehicles for government officials, and transport for the newly emerging business elite. Actually, VW had a near monopoly in government and taxi sales for nearly 20 years. That enabled Volkswagen to sell high volumes and thus harness economies of scale. The taxis became a permanent showroom for the brand, allowing Volkswagen to become well-known and acquire credibility in China. In 2004, it reached a significant milestone with the establishment of the Volkswagen Group China, which coordinates and manages all of the Volkswagen Group activities in China. So the localization strategy is a key factor in its success in China. In addition to vehicles that are also sold elsewhere in the world, vehicles that have been specifically modified to Chinese customers, for example, with a long wheelbase, and models developed exclusively for the Chinese markets are cornerstones of the business.
Okay, now what about some challenges that the Volkswagen Group has faced so far?
Despite its success, Volkswagen Group China has suffered some challenges and setbacks throughout its development. It lost market share dramatically after the entrance of the WTO, or World Trade Organization. Furthermore, market observers believe that Volkswagen's offer had been growing old and losing appeal. The old favorite, the Santana, was seen as dated. Also, while price seemed to be an important selling point for middle-class Chinese buyers, technology was beginning to play an increasingly significant role in product differentiation. In the 1990s, Volkswagen and the other early entrants sent outdated factory equipment to China to produce older models that were no longer saleable in the West. This practice was increasingly unsustainable, and it got worse since new entrants, such as Honda, were introducing the latest version of the models in China with only several months of delay from their home country.
So thank you very much, Casey. And now our team actually has some recommendations as to how VW can achieve their goals. So firstly, we think they should pursue a joint venture with Suzuki, since it has a large Asian presence and knows the market well. This joint venture will allow VW to target especially the lower class in the Asian market. Volkswagen will gain from Suzuki's vast knowledge of the Asian market and will also be able to take advantage of lower manufacturing costs. Secondly, we believe that Volkswagen should focus on the marketing and branding of the luxury brands in Asia, such as Porsche, Audi, Bentley, or Lamborghini. Volkswagen 2014 annual reports show that its luxury brands are more profitable and thus can significantly increase its net income. Certain Asian markets such as China, Singapore, and Taiwan are becoming richer, and their increasing disposable incomes are allowing consumers from these regions to afford more luxurious purchases. Nevertheless, we think that gaining foothold in the middle class with their customized cars like the La Vida is a crucial component of attaining their goal too. So our last recommendation, which focuses on Volkswagen's internal strategy, is to bridge the gap between the Asian and European markets. So in most countries besides Singapore, which seems to be the exception, there is a large delay between when new models are released in Europe and when they are released in Asia. So Chinese consumers, for example, are extremely brand conscious, and therefore they are willing to pay more for a brand name product. If VW can release a new model to Europe and to Asia simultaneously, this can potentially drive sales, as Asian consumers will be willing to pay a premium to have the next best thing. So we hope that Volkswagen continues to perform and is successful in achieving their goal for 2018. And that's it for today, and thank you very much for tuning in to Channel News Asia, and see you next time.